hero or criminal, humanitarian or traitor, freedom fighter or terrorist. Words are loaded. Ammunition for perception. Images are even more powerful. Archetypes in the human drama. Terrorism is a brick crashing through the window of the Western world. Television feeds us a steady stream of screaming militants, explosive confrontation, the breakdown of human relations. Do we really understand the characters in this play? What motivates them? What have they experienced? Today, we will come face to face with one of Israel's most wanted terrorists.
تعرف زكريا زبيدي؟ لا. ما بتعرف زكريا زبيدي؟ ولا بعرف هذا. كذاب.
We will try to understand the man behind the mask. Our mission takes us to the Jenin refugee camp, a militant stronghold in the occupied West Bank, and a daily target for Israeli military operations. It is also the location of a unique children's theater, an outpost of creativity that is trying to steer Palestinian teenagers away from the path of martyrdom. Getting into Jenin is next to impossible.
You need to put the camera away, it's pissing them off.
After being held up for hours at various military checkpoints, we finally arranged to be guided in by our connections in Jenin.
We're on our way to Jenin.
And he guaranteed us protection when we enter Jenin.
Oh, that's comforting.
Into the labyrinth. Our host and guide is Giuliano Meir Kamis, the director of the Jenin Freedom Theater. Giuliano is the son of Arna Meir Kamis, a legendary Israeli human rights activist.
لا حرية بدون علم، لا سلام بدون حرية، والحرية والسلام لا يتجزأ، لا يتجزأ.
In the late 80s, Arna opened a theater, Arna's House, in the heart of the Jenin refugee camp. Arna and Giuliano operated the theater on the top floor of a building donated by a local widow, Samira Zubeidi. The theater gave the kids in the camp a stage to express their joy, their frustration, anger, and hope. Many of the first generation of young actors grew up to become freedom fighters, or from the Israeli point of view, terrorists. In 2002, the camp was identified as a breeding ground for resistance. The response was to send in a battery of armored tanks and bulldozers to lay waste the center of the booby-trapped town. The theater was virtually destroyed, and the first generation of actors were all killed, with the exception of one, Zechariah Zubeidi. Giuliano led us through the streets of the camp, through the flashpoints of recent history.
They asked you if you can come see the graveyard, which a lot of the brothers and fathers are there. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the acting group of the Stone Theater, my mother's theater. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's only one left alive.
It's such a bizarre situation. Yeah. I have to say I've traveled all over the world. This one takes the cake. This reminds me of being in like the gang neighborhoods of South Central, but much worse. You know, the street rioting, but this is much, much worse.
Yeah.
Do soldiers come in here often, the Israeli
Every
soldiers?
night.
Every night?
Every night. There's a daytime and there's a nighttime in Jenin. Yesterday, a nice guy, he was in the theater, but not an actor.
Right.
His brother was in the theater, he wanted to be the stage manager. He was shot by 6 bullets yesterday.
As we moved deeper into the heart of the camp, idolatry of the martyr tattooed and papered every wall.
This is the guy who was killed yesterday. This was killed 2 weeks ago. This is 3 weeks ago. The problem of the propaganda, this guy had never had weapons in his hand.
Right.
But to make out of him a hero, when he dies, they put weapon in his hands. Maybe they look very tough, but they were killed like when they were sitting in the cafes and riding cars, and special forces come in with disguised cars, jump, and they go.
At ground zero of Jenin's culture of the martyr, one individual rose like a phoenix from the ashes.
حيث تم وضع أبوة ناسفة داخل مجمع مركز في تل أبيب، وقد أسفرت عن مقتل 2 وإصابة 20 من الصهاينة حسب المعلومات الأولية باعتراف العدو الصهيوني.
Terrorist, or freedom fighter. This was the man it was my destiny to meet.
He is very good because he is the one who says Jews are allowed here as long as they come for peace and freedom. And he is considered one of the most dangerous terrorists in Palestine. And now you're going to meet the most dangerous terrorist in Palestine.
It's so simple, though. You realize, at least for me on this trip, if you just take the time to get to know someone, everyone's the same.
As we penetrated deeper into the camp, cell phone sentries went on alert.
في إمكانية تجيب حواليك كم من مسلح؟ حواليك هيك مشان تعرف. طيب شوف كيف. Okay, we 1 minute, just they're gonna secure the place.
Security? The only person keeping me safe now is Moses, Jesus, and the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
It's interesting from the point of view you said that you know only the images that the American TV, the Allahu Akbar.
Yeah, no, like I said, I've been praying with jihad 4 or 5 times a day, so in fact we just heard the call to prayer, but...
Okay, let's go.
Keep it together. The images of Western TV began to haunt me. My earliest memories of vulnerability came to mind. The Iranian hostage crisis of '79. And now, walking under the banners of Saddam Hussein, I thought of Daniel Pearl. I had Giuliano by my side, but I had to keep my cool.
حبيب قلبي اشتقت لك يا عمي كيف الدنيا؟ حبيبي Charlie, this is Zakaria Zbeidi, Roger. كيف حالك حبيبي؟ So Charlie.
Yeah.
This is the rehearsal room, which 3 floors were here, and that place was the